Hey guys, welcome back to the shop for another flea market finds episode, and this is stuff that I picked at the outdoor flea market on October 1st. And what I've got here is, to start with, I picked up this little Taiwan made vise. This is supposed to be one of these vacuum based vices, only lots of times the vacuum base doesn't work anymore. Oftentimes these just get torn off and thrown away, and people just use them by just slapping it down on the bench. It's good for holding small parts. It can swivel, so if we loosen this whole thing swivels and allows you to swap from the small jaws to the larger jaws, or just get a different angle on something, which is kind of neat. And I got this for $5. Had a few of those over the years. Next up, I got this nice rigid aluminum, what size this is, 18-inch rigid aluminum pipe wrench, and I got that with this Fowler planer gauge or shaper gauge, and it's got the two posts in it, and it's actually in pretty good shape. It's Fowler on the box, but it's actually made for Fowler by Helios, a German company. It's actually a pretty good quality one, and it's in nice shape. It's got a built-in bubble level that's intact there, so that's actually kind of a nice little shaper planer gauge. So I got those two items for $15. And then from another dealer, I put together these three items here, which is a Greenfield Tap and Die number 7 tap wrench, nice big one. Okay, this one caught my eye on. This one is that it actually says USN right there, so it's quite possible this belonged in a United States Navy machine shop. So I got that. This adjustable wrench that caught my eye because of the unusual curved handle. This one is it says treated steel forging, 10-inch. It's got the triangle logo. I used to remember what that stood for. Actually, it might be right on this end. Yeah, this is a Billings and Spencer adjustable wrench. Might have some collectible value to it. I don't know. All right, so I got that, and this for $15. This is so interesting. If this was not in its original box, I would really not know what to make of this. I would probably just assume that it was a pin vise because of the fact that it basically acts just like a pin vise. It's got a little chuck on the end there, so we could put something small in there like a pin, small drill bit or something like that. It's got this area in the back here, which I'm not sure if it opens up or not, but I believe there's a spool in there, okay, and I think that this string actually can just be pulled out of that thing. So, and then this is just to wrap it around, I guess, so that it doesn't keep falling out. So I'm not quite sure what this is, but the box has the name on it. It's from the Sportsman's Post Incorporated, Madison Avenue, New York, New York. Apparently this was delivered by U.S. first class mail. 7.5 cents postage on here, so that gives you an idea how old this must be. I want to say this is called the Sportsman's Buddy, I think somebody told me. Well, so anyways, that's what that is. Whatever it is, it is. It is what it is. Then a dealer had these sitting on his table. He couldn't tell me what the age was of them or anything about them, so knowing full well they could all be just junk, I only paid $1 a piece for each one of these cards. So for $2 I got all of these batteries, and it just seems like I'm always needing batteries for digital calipers and things like that. And even if they're old, if they work just well enough to test it, at least I could show that it works, and then the person can buy new batteries when they get it, you know. So anyways, got those. It's ticking. What do I have here? A Starrett time bomb? So no, it's not a Starrett time bomb, but it is a Starrett item that I've never had before. So I was kind of pleased to get this because it's an unusual piece. So this is a Starrett number 192 vibrometer, or vibrometer, depending on how you want to say it. So the guy had 50 bucks on this, and I guess I was the only person who really found this really interesting, which must be why he decided to let me have it for 10 bucks. I think that, and also after I pointed out to him that the indicator that's in here, which is a regular 196 indicator, is faulty. So the problem with it is it's seized. But this thing couldn't be more simple in its theory of operation. What we've got is we've got a lower plate here. We've got a large coil spring, okay? And we've got this heavy cast metal frame that the 196 indicator gets mounted into. The back plunge indicator's point sitting right here. When this is on the machine and properly located, that point will be in contact with the surface, and as this picks up vibration and does this, we'll get a deflection on that needle. The larger the deflection, the more vibration there is. So it's actually in my early Starrett catalog. There it is, the vibrometer number 192 for testing amplitude of vibration. This is a simple instrument for measuring the amplitude of vibration of steam or water turbine units or other similar machinery rotating at high speed and where vibration may hamper efficiency. The amplitude readings obtained at or near the bearings of a rotating machine are a significant indication of the existing dynamic balance of its rotor. It also says the dial gauge is removable to permit its use in numerous other ways independent of the mounting. Note also by turning the knurled rim how the hand is positioned in relation to zero. Okay, so that's basically just explaining that if you take the indicator out of there, it's a 196 indicator, and you can use it like that. So I've got no shortage of 196 indicators. So let's just pop this out and take a look here. So, man, that is wild how seized that is. I've never seen one seized like that, ever. I've had a lot of them that were stuck. That appears to be... So I got another 196 here. So it sure looks like that is in all the way. There we go. Oh. Wow. That's going to take some serious love to bring that one back. Might not be worth my time. I might be better off just stealing. I've got some working ones that just need new bezels. So we'll take the... So what does make it unique is that it's got this extra long point on it. Alright, I had to grab one of my better 196s because this one was sticking. This one was sticking just enough to cause problems. So now with a good indicator in there, you can actually see how it works. There you go. That's the principle behind it anyways. So that same gentleman that I got the vibrometer from didn't have any other machinist items, but I did find this in one of his boxes, and it caught my eye and intrigued me. So it's got a bubble level mounted in this appears to be a brass plate, although actually it feels more like, I think it's aluminum. Maybe it's anodized aluminum. No, I take that back. Well, anyways, it's got these interesting little adjustment wheels. I dug through the box a little more and I found these other pieces, and because they had the same color, I deduced that, okay, these all go together somehow. So then I started figuring this out. So it looks like these pins go in here like this. So this must be the base. Okay. And then we get another one of these. So I put this on this side. Okay. And then we have these wheels like this. Okay. They just overlap each other. They don't engage each other. But what they do is they form a perfect spot for this to kind of sit like this and be able to freely rotate, I guess. So we got this kind of action here going. Now, these little thumb wheels, which are currently rusted in position, and I got to take a little bit of love to loosen them up. If I adjust these wheels, they will act as weights so that I could zero this if I wanted to. So that's all fine and dandy, except for one thing. I still don't know what the heck this thing is. So I did try and use Google Lens to search for this, but I only took pictures of this and it wasn't having any luck. Even a close-up of the bubble level, I couldn't even find bubble levels. So Google Lens is, you know, sometimes not that great. Sometimes it works well. Anywho, let me just try a Google Lens search of this thing assembled and see if that helps. I also don't know whether or not we're missing any other parts, because we've got 2 threaded holes on each side here that, you know, something must hook up to that. Anyways, it intrigued me, and so I got that for $10. Well, okay, so the mystery deepens. Google Lens took this picture that I took of this whole thing and ignored this and was able to find this and tell me that this is a high point propeller balancer for RC or control line model aircraft. So what I'm missing is I'm missing this rod with a couple of bushings that you can clamp or slide into place, into position, to hold the prop on that rod, and then you rest the rod on here, and then you rest the rod across here, and you can tell whether or not the prop is balanced. If one end goes lower than the other end, then you know which end you have to adjust or add weight to or whatever to balance your prop on your model airplane. So that makes sense to me, and I can find plenty of photographs of balancers that work on the same principle of this that don't look like this. And then I could find ones just like this that look exactly like it, which apparently this is the High Point brand. Other than ones on eBay, I can't find any for sale. Okay, so I found out apparently this was made by a gentleman named Dick Bennett, who, according to his website, B&B Specialties, looks like he passed away in 2011. I did find on several forums people discussing this particular balancer and saying that they, you know, were trying to find another one or whatever. And that led to a discussion explaining that apparently he was making them and then he stopped making them. Well, if he passed away, that might be why he stopped making them. If you go to B&B Specialties, you can still find RC products on that website, but you can't find the balancer. And then somebody said they thought Robart made these, but if you look at the Robart balancer, it's the same principal design, but it's completely a different animal. According to what people said, some of them said that they've had theirs for over 30 years. They still have their original one, and that it's a really, really good balancer. It seems pretty simple in design, but they couldn't stop raving about it. So this will probably have to go to eBay. What's troubling is, in the many photographs, once I knew what to search for, which is the High Point prop balancer, I could find all kinds of pictures of this animal right here, but they all show the same thing. They just show that rod going across that's made to hold the prop. I couldn't find anything. Well, you know, that's interesting. Now that I look at this, this looks like the rod. So if I loosen these Allen screws, I betcha I could slide this off here, and this becomes the rod for mounting the prop on here to balance it. So what the heck is this thing for? I don't know. All right, well, I'm not going to spend the whole video on this. Let's move on. Then I got this little Craftsman file handle and these 3 proto wobble sockets for $5. I like these wobble sockets, and these are impact ones, and they're proto, so they're good quality. I wish it was a full set, but I just had these 3. And I got these 3 screw jacks right here for $15 for the 3. Unfortunately, they're really just bases that somebody used carriage bolts on, and then they drilled holes in the carriage bolts so that you could have the, another part go in there that would spin. But this is all that I have, so I'm into these for $5 a piece, and I might not get much more than that out of them. This was a nice little find. I got this little level for $10. It does look like a Starrett. I don't remember if I found any markings on it. My suspicion is that it's a Starrett, and that originally the plate that's missing from right here would have had the Starrett name on it. So that's why I only paid $10 for it. But all 3 bubbles are intact. By some miracle, that one's still good. But I mean, good luck finding that piece. Oh, the guy that I paid $10 for that level, as is, he threw this in for free. It's just marked Japan. Oh, actually, no, it's marked Cushman. So this says 1SS by 6JT. So that means that this is a number 6 Jacobs taper. And then, I don't know what 1SS means, but it looks like it might be 1 inch. So, anyways, it's an arbor for a chuck. And from another guy, I got this square, which is completely unmarked, for $7. And this Brown and Sharp tenths 1 to 2 inch micrometer for $10. And then I got this neat little screw jack for $12. Yeah, and then in another dealer, he had some machinist items. He had these 2 1, 2, 3 block sets. This one's not marked on the box. This one is matched pairs, Japanese, 1, 2, 3 blocks. Fowler, okay. And they're in great shape. Somebody did engrave their name on the ends right there. So they were used. And I think they're both identical. Oh, no, they're not. Okay. Yeah, so these are different. Same initials, same name engraved on them. So I got these 2 sets for $30 for the pair. So by taking both of them, he took $5 off of each one. And then he also had this Indicol knockoff made in India, but it's complete. So I paid $15 for that. Same guy's name on it. Then I got this nice big sledgehammer for $10. It's marked India something over here, so not a really expensive one or whatever, but it's got a nice fiberglass handle on it. It's got the rubber protector on here, and a decent rubber handle. The handle is a Ludell handle, I think it says. And then there was a label here, said something, but I don't really care. I just bought this because I didn't have a sledgehammer this big, and I've already used this just recently. I had a seized pin on my backhoe that I needed to remove, so this came in really handy for that. Nothing else wanted to make that thing budge. Just to give you an idea next to my fist how large this is. Well worth the $10 to me. There was a guy there who had these Wix filters. These are 33120 filters. I think these are hydraulic. So they're brand new old stock, big hydraulic filters. So I'll see if I can figure out what these fit. So I couldn't resist buying these. He had 8 of these. So I've got 8 of these that I bought from him for $10. So I'm into these for like $1.20, or how's that work out? I don't know. But anyways, maybe I can figure out a use for them. Maybe I can find a housing these spin onto and retrofit them to one of my tractors or something. I don't know. And the final item was this box of stuff for $85, which is all indicators. And I started out by just looking through, and I was going to pick out just a few, and then he gave me prices and we worked back and forth, and then I started to talk to him about, well, how much if I take more of them? And in the end, it just worked out that the best deal for me would be to bite the bullet, pay him $85 and get the whole box. So there's 2 things about these indicators. The first thing about these indicators is I believe every one of these is metric. And most of them are either working perfectly or might be just a little sticky. The other thing about these indicators is that a lot of them are compacts, like this one. So those of you who haven't heard me talk about Compact before, Compact is a Swiss manufacturer that made some really nice quality indicators. So here's an example here of one that, you know, got a little bit of stuff on the face there, not making it look as pretty as it used to, but I mean a heck of a nice movement, still working perfectly. Got a neat little secondary dial the way it sweeps. And this one, the resolution is 0.002 millimeter per division. So that's got some resolution to it there, guys. Original box, kind of rough. Here's another one of these that I got. So I got a couple of these. So these appear to have a little LM logo and say France. There's this little loose guy right here. That's another Compact. That's a Tessa, another Swiss manufacturer. That one is okay. So that's just not. It does return to the same location. It's just not returning all the way on its own, but that's nothing. All right, I'm just going to show you the name on this one because I'm not even going to try and say that one. ROCH, France. This has got a pink background to it. Oh, this is one of the ones that's, yeah, this one's seized. This one's a Karl Marr, not to be confused with Karl Marx. This is a Blett. Oh, Kaffer, K-A-F-A-R or whatever. I've seen some of these. This is German, I believe. Summit, S-O-M-E-T. Borletti. Another little Compact. Another Compact. Another Compact. This is another one of those LM France ones. Another one of these Blett. And oh, another Borletti. And this one's got the paperwork even in there with it. That one's sticky, but it's not seized. Oh, this is interesting. I just realized on this Borletti it says anti-shock, but it's spelled A-N-T-I-C-H-O-C. Shock. Shock. All right, guys, that's going to bring this episode to a close. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing. And the like button, I like the like button. You hit the like button, make more videos. Take care.